The Revelation of Jesus Christ, chapter 8. And when he had opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven about the space of half an hour. And I saw 7 angels which stood before God, and to them were given 7 trumpets. And another angel came and stood at the altar, having a golden censer. And there was given unto him much incense, that he should offer it with the prayers of all saints upon the golden altar which is before the throne. And the smoke of the incense, which came with the prayers of the saints, ascended up before God out of the angel's hand. And the angel took the censer and filled it with fire of the altar and cast it into the earth. And there were voices and thunderings and lightnings and an earthquake. And the 7 angels which had the 7 trumpets prepared themselves to sound. The first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood. And they were cast upon the earth, and the third part of trees was burnt up. Okay, there's a third. I'm just getting into that now. And all the green grass was burnt up. And the second angel sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea, and the third part of the sea became blood. There's another third. And the third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died. There's another third. And the third part of the ships were destroyed. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers, and upon the fountains of waters. And the name of the star is called Wormwood. And the third part of the waters became wormwood. So that means bitter. And in Russian, it's the word Chernobyl. It's the same word. It means bitter. And many men died of the waters because they were made bitter. And the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten. And the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars, so as the third part of them was darkened, and the day shone not for a third part of it, and the night likewise. So a third of the day will be gone. Third part of the day will be missing. It will be dark. And I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the 3 angels which are yet to sound. So we got it to 4. Let's keep going. Chapter 9. And the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. That's where the abyss, where they have the fallen in chains. And he opened the bottomless pit, and there was a great smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power. And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth. Well, we just found out that a third part of all the grass is burnt up after the first angel. So, what grass? Okay, ooh, we caught that, huh? Yeah, we just read. Chapter 8, verse 7. It said, the first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood, and they were cast upon the earth, and the third part of trees was burnt up, and all green grass was burnt up. So, this fifth angel being ordered not to hurt the grass, like it was already burnt up. So, yeah, that's a question, right? Doesn't make any sense. Neither any green thing, neither any tree. And we just heard that a third part of the trees was already burnt up. But maybe that's 2/3 of the trees that are left. Well, we could go with that rationale. But this grass is already burned up. There should be 2/3 of the trees left, right? But only those men which have not the seal of God in their foreheads. Wait a minute. And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of God in their foreheads. So hurt them. Yeah, they're okay to hurt. Okay, I see. That's okay. And to them it was given that they should not kill them, or just hurt. Hurt. Yeah, hurt only. Okay. But they wish they were dead, because watch. And to them it was given that they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented 5 months. And their torment was that as the torment of a scorpion when he striketh a man. Okay, I just want to put in here, I looked that up. And the symptoms of a scorpion strike is ascending paralysis. When you look up the symptoms of a scorpion strike and copy and paste it, Guillain-Barré syndrome will pop up. And that is the ascending paralysis that has been associated with the you-know-what and was totally associated. And I know somebody that had this. I know a girl. I met somebody that had this. It was a coworker's girlfriend. She got it from the flu shot in the 70s. That one. And remember, when that started occurring, 400, they stopped that batch after 400, I believe, people came down with side effects, and they were not all Guillain-Barré. That is extremely severe. It's ascending paralysis, and it goes up from your feet, goes to your knees, goes to your legs. You can stop. You will not be able to walk. And then it goes up. It continues going up. And when it hits your lungs, that's the problem. They'll have to put you on a ventilator so you can breathe, because your lungs, it's completely paralytic. So I did look that up, and I was very surprised to see that those are the symptoms. And so it was very bad when they tried to force everybody at the expense of losing their homes, their jobs, their livelihood, all of that. When they did that, many people did get Guillain-Barré syndrome. They sure did. Yep. And if you think about it, right, this fifth angel, it doesn't come to kill, it comes to hurt. And it says they will be tormented 5 months, and their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when he striketh a man. And in those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. So, the thing to consider about this is that if anybody ever does that ever again, tries to force a medication on the entire population, you can be pretty sure this will have. That was just like a beta test, even though, like, who knows how many thousands of millions of people died. I don't know, from the treatment, supposedly, right? But you can interpret this many ways. It's something that you cannot get out of you. You're going to be tormented. You wish you could die. They're going to seek death, and they cannot find it, and they will not be able to die. They really want to die, and they can't. So, just remember that Guillain-Barré syndrome, because that was a big deal about what happened with the flu shot and the swine flu shot in the 70s, that they had to recall, that they recalled only after 400 people reported side effects. But you can be sure with this latest one, is over 400 million people reported or just a lot, I'm sure. Not 400. And I don't know why somebody bought some legislation to override that, because it should actually be less than 400. That they should pull something like that. Should be like 1 or 2, to be honest. Yeah, so there's no telling, because it wasn't mandated. There was no mandated reporting. The president he could have just like said, hey, we're going to just go move forward with this, but we're absolutely going to be very strict with this. We're not going to let people at Walgreens who do not have registered nursing licenses, at the very bare minimum, be administering this shit to you, and go around in the poor neighborhoods and give you $20 every time you take one, just for statistics. And you got people walking around probably at like 50, 60 shots if they're getting like $5 each for it. It's a total violation of human rights. So just remember, if anything like that occurs, remember these shots in particular, these injections, they have a long history of causing Guillain-Barré. And when you look it up, the symptoms, they are that of what happens when you get bit by a scorpion, or they call it striketh. But I don't know. I don't think just it's pincher things will bite. Those things look menacing, right? I don't think it's just like it's pincher things that get you. It's when they bite you. Oh, no. They get you with its tail, right? That's their stinger in the tail. That's how they do it. Yeah. Right. So gross. But guess what? They're the symptoms of Guillain-Barré syndrome. It's an ascending paralysis. That's the point. Okay. And you know what can happen at this point? And in those days men shall seek death and they can't find it. It's like they probably try to go to the hospital and get some help, but nobody can do anything because there's no cure for it. For Guillain-Barré till this day, it's like the only cure is not letting it keep ascending to your respiratory system, so it'll kill you. So it probably keeps it like just under there, and it makes everybody paralyzed, and like people just want to die over it, but they can't, like, and the government's like, we can't reverse it. Sorry. So you gotta be real careful about anything like that ever happening again. And in those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto battle, and on their heads were, as it were, crowns like gold, and their faces were as the faces of men. Right? So, these are locusts that have faces of men on them. Didn't I see on my show? Oh my gosh. Wait, I have to show you this. So gross. Didn't I see an up close locust? Looks like the face of a man. No. It was something else they showed. Maybe if it's magnified way more, isn't that just vile? Can you imagine a man's face on there? Isn't that scary? That is horrible. Look. Oh my gosh. Look at that. So yeah, that with the man's face. And it crowns like gold on his head. Right? Okay. Is that like kind of a drone kind of thing? You see, in the shapes of locusts. And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses, preparing. So they're giant locusts, huh? The shapes of the locusts were like unto horses, prepared into battle. Yep, they're big like horses. Why would they say they're like horses unless they're big? And they had hair as the hair of women, and their teeth were as the teeth of lions. Right? And they had breastplates, as it were, breastplates of iron, and the sound of their wings was as the sound of chariots of many horses running to battle. And they had tails like unto scorpions. And they were stings in their tails, and their power was to hurt men 5 months. Yep. Stings in their tails. Yep. Those are terrible. Let's get a picture of those. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Looks like a tarantula. Look at that. I don't know about that. Look at that. This is the ones they have here, around here. They're like that, white. When they're babies, they're so ugly. Oh my God, they're so scary. Look. I don't know what kind of poison. You know, is it like, are they making a poison out of this right now? That they're going to aerosolize and dump in their drones? That's how the babies look. They're clear like that. They're white. It is so scary. Yeah. They have them around here in Marin. They have them in Marin. They're here. You know what I mean? Anyway. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit. Okay? Uh-oh. Whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue his name is Apollyon. So that's Satan. It's another Satan. One woe is past, and behold, there came 2 woes more hereafter. Right? Because we're only on 5. And the 6th angel sounded. All right. And I heard a voice from the 4 horns of the golden altar which is before God. Uh-oh. Saying to the 6th angel which had the trumpet, loose the 4 angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. The 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year, for to slay the 3rd part of men. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them. Let's see how much that is. How much is 200,000? 2 million. Oh. 2 million. That's nothing compared to, oh, and you know what I noticed about that number I wrote down? That, 10,000 times 10,000, that 100 million, that 100 million. It also talks about that in Daniel. Daniel, in some parts of Ezekiel, are about the same thing here. When we get to the horns, we're going to have to go back to Daniel. But this is not the horns we're talking about. We're talking about the horns rising from the beast. These are 4 horns of the golden altar, which is before God. He told him to let loose, slay the 3rd part of men. So the 3rd, right? Okay. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I have heard the number of them, right? And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them. Uh-oh. These are bad people, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Having breastplates of fire and of jacinth, and brimstone. Let's look up what jacinth is. Image. It's red. Some are green. But that first one's red. Kind of amber. Fiery looking, huh? Yeah, but I'm sure they come in all colors. They had that green one. There's blue. When you hear the word, just the word, they're jacinth. Is that the flower? Jasper, jacinth, stone. I don't know. Sometimes you look it up, it just makes it worse. Jacinth color. Bible. Let's see what it says. Jacinth Bible meaning. Yeah, they put in the red ones. Here, is it part of the ephod? Let's see. Why is this not clear? Sardis, Is it topaz? Yapaz? What language is this? It is jasper. It's on the ephod. It's the 12th. It's red. Okay. So this hyacinth is a red stone. Wait a minute. Is it also called jasper? I have to make sure. Is jacinth same as jasper? Isn't jasper green though? Because we have these towers here where we live, and they're called Jasper Towers. No, jacinth is not the same as jasper. Oh, I take it all back. Jacinth refers specifically to a variety of red or red-brown zircon. Oh. No. Okay. Variety of orange. Look, no. Or red, brown, zircon. And it says, while jasper is a type of opaque chalcedony that appears in shades of red, brown, yellow, or green, and with a more mottled or banded pattern. Essentially, jacinth is a color variation of zircon, where jasper is a distinct mineral with a wider color range. Color variation of zircon. Oh, so it's a red color variation. So this is the bad people. These are the bad people. There's 2 million of them. They have breastplates of fire and of redstone and of brimstone. And the heads of their horses were as the heads of lions. Oh, no. Are you serious? And out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone. Oh, no. You know what I mean? Got transmutated horses. Oh, no. Trans horses, guys. By these 3 was the third part of men killed, by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths. The mouths of those animals. Not the people sitting on them. It doesn't talk about the people sitting on them. It just tells them. It doesn't say they're people, because these are bad spirits, actually. And them, they're not people. That sat on them, having breastplates of fire and jacinth. And I wonder why nobody uses that, calls their name. Oh, there is, Jacinta. Huh, that's a Spanish one. Jacinta? Yeah, Okay, and the heads of the horses were the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone. Okay, for their power is in their mouth. Oh, no. Okay. And in their tails. Okay. Let's put that down somewhere. I already wrote too much. I need a new Bible. Power in mouths and tails. Yeah, that's where they're going to injure from. Hurt, rather. Excuse me. Yeah, injure's okay, but hurt. They're going to torment. For their tails were like unto serpents, and had heads, and with them they do hurt. Oh, no. Now the tails have heads. Serpent tails, and had heads. Huh. Tails with heads. Oh, my gosh. It's It's really transmutation, right? So you have a horse with heads of lion, and out of their mouths come fire and smoke and brimstone, and their tails are like serpents and had heads. I think they're probably serpent heads. The tails. You scorpion. Wait a minute. It was the torment of a scorpion. So the body is nothing like a scorpion. There are these locusts. They're as big as horses. Here, I'm going to write this. Locusts, big as horses. Right? And then these descriptions. Crowns like gold. Faces of men. Like gold. So they're not even gold. So that's a clue there. What does that mean? Like gold. Faces of men. Oh, wait, that's the fifth. These are the fourth that are loose. These are the 4 angels that are loose. And the number of the army of the horsemen. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I went back to the 5th seal. That's the 5th. In this one, the horses have heads of lions. And power in their mouth, and tails like serpents with heads. So I think their tails are like a serpent's head. You know what I mean? Because it says there's a head on their tail. And they're like serpents. So it's like a backward serpent attached to them, along with the lion's head. So, get that? So backward serpent with the lion's head horse. That's what's going on here. All right. Their tails were like unto serpents and had heads. So what does that mean? It's like a backward serpent with its head is the tail, and with them they do hurt. So they're probably going around biting, right? And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues yet repented not. They weren't killed, and they still didn't repent. Not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils and idols of gold and silver and brass and stone and of wood, which neither can see, nor hear, nor walk. Did you hear that, Mr. Carrico? Because he just did this thing about the Moai. He said something really scary. He's like, don't you know there's a big rut around that island? And those things, sometimes people wrote that they actually got up and walked around the island. I'm like, thank God they can't swim. They're just too heavy, I guess. But not too heavy to walk around the island. You know those giant Moai statues? They're not heads. They're cute. They're whole bodies, right? Like their head is just like a quarter of them. So, I don't know. Here we are. Not walk. Maybe they do, though. And when they're possessed teraphim, things can happen also. That's what I think. Neither repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornication, nor of their thefts. The end. Chapter 9. That's pretty wild, right? It's pretty wild. But we're only on the 6th angel, right? There's the 5th, the 6th. Was that the 7th? The 6th angel. The trumpet. He loosed the 4 angels. Don't we have one left? What happened? Where's the 7th one? Angel. I'm trying to go to the next chapter. Yeah, I'm not going to lose this here. Hold on. I'm going to look it up because where did it go? Where's the 7th angel from chapter 9? Where's the 7th angel with the trumpet, right? Did I just read over it? What happened? But they split up. They already split up the story about the seals, right? They went from 6 seal, then they had chapter 7, and then they went to the 7th seal. So now we have 8. I mean, yeah, in 8, they went to the 7th seal. They skipped a whole chapter. And then we have the 7 angels of the trumpet, but I can only see that I talked about 6. Where does 7th angel go in chapter 9, Revelation? Can you imagine not having the internet? Praise the Lord. Oh my gosh. No, it's not letting me. Revelation. King James. The 7 in Revelation chapter 9 of the King James. Look how easy it is to answer anything. The 7th angel is not explicitly mentioned. The chapter focuses on the actions of the 5th angel who sounds his trumpet, releasing a plague of locust-sized creatures in the bottomless pit. Key points about the 7th angel in Revelation: not present. The 7th angel's action are not described. Later. The 7th angel is typically associated with the sounding of the final trumpet, which occurs later in the book of Revelation. Okay, well, we'll wait for that, right? Because we were keeping an eye on it, and it escaped us, so we did good right there. We figured out no 7th angel. Not here. Not at this stage in the story. Alright, I'm leaving you alone. I could go back to Daniel and talk about this 100,000, but I'm not going to do it right now. But that was pretty good. So we did 9. That was 8 and 9.